Welcome back to Toronto. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Very exciting. Two big films in the festival this
Yeah.
year. So we'll call it the Vera Farmiga Film Festival, perhaps?
Vintner's Luck, yes, and Nikki Caro comes
Yeah.
back 7 years to the day with Keisha Castle Hughes. To the
Yeah.
day, I think we premiered in the same space, and Keisha's 7 years older.
Yeah, pretty amazing. We spoke to them yesterday. A colleague spoke to them yesterday and had a good time talking to them about the film. So that must have been interesting working with them as well, I would think.
Oh, I really, well, Nikki, of course. Since Whale Rider, I've yearned to work with her. She's, she's just, I find her films to be magical. And Keisha, too, I find her to be one of the most compelling actresses of her generation. I'd love to see her do more and more work. She's beautiful, beautiful, so talented.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Up in the Air, my goodness, what the buzz of the festival, this film. And, how amazing was it for you to, work with the great Jason Reitman? This guy can't do anything wrong. And speak his words.
I know. I mean, his words are... It is his words. I mean, I met with him on Thank You for Smoking, and that didn't pan out. So we sat down together, and he immediately started talking about every obscure film that I've ever done that nobody has ever seen. And he prattled off very specifically about each role. And these have been very dear to me. I thought, wow, he's really sharp. And he says to me, he goes, I need someone George Clooney can fall in love with. And I said...
Bring it on. Well, yeah, nice segue, my dear. Like George Clooney, exactly.
But yeah.
Was it tough getting through the scenes, looking past that face?
He became a friend immediately. That's the thing about George. Have you spoken to him? I mean, he just does. He's like he's such a gem. He's such a sweetheart. He's so adorable. Sense of humor is the most attractive thing about him. Yeah. But it's we had a good kinetic energy from the moment we met. But I gotta say, it's Jason's words. Yeah. It really is. There's such a rhythm to it that if you click into it, it's like Shakespeare and iambic pentameter. If you just get that tempo, you will find the frequency, and that's what's so wonderful about the relationships. There's hardly any sex. It's all inferred. What's so sexy about it is in the vein of the old school Hollywood, old-fashioned romances, like Katharine Hepburn, where her words were her weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
But he writes for women. Look at Juno. Look at every single one of his female characters. They're as smart as the guys. There's sharp. There's quick-witted. Yeah.
I love the premise of this film because I am a frequent liar.
Are you?
Over 100,000 already this year.
Nice.
Not nice. It's disgusting.
But you don't spend them.
No. I do because I take my family away at Christmas time, and that's how we use the points. However, 10, a million. That's really. But I could so relate. Like it's just. I mean, you must travel a lot for work and have to go all over the place.
We're all modern nomads. We do. That's what we do. Yeah, it's wearisome. I don't like it. I mean, for example, I live in New York, and I have an 8-month-old who's teething. So the luggage allotment just is not. I can't do it. Yeah. So I jam-pack an enormous SUV and gas-guzzled, 11 and a half hours to come here. I'm just the worst. I have never been able to figure out how to pack light. I'm the person you do not want to get and back up, in the line for a screening.
I remember it well. I was so happy when my kids got old enough that we didn't have to take all that stuff anymore. Yeah. Also, just working with this cast and Jason as a director. I mean, we talked about him as a writer, but why does he make it work so well with everybody?
Because he knows what's funny. He knows his script inside out. He loves his characters that he's written. He adores his actors who are playing these characters. He's a very frank director, super direct, super candid, and I mean, and fun too. I remember times he would direct me in simile and metaphor, and he would just come over and say, "All right, I want you to do this next take as if you are a wounded dog. Go." Then he would come back and said, "Don't do that. Just don't do that. Just say it faster."
And did you shoot in actual airports or at sets or
No. They were actual airports, jam packed with fanatics.
Yeah, I mean,
looking
you ever sit back in
glimpse
airport
George.
and watch people? Like, it's crazy. It's the best place to people watch, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is. No, people were watching George.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you because, yeah, you guys are there. You're shooting. You've got George Clooney. I mean, everywhere that guy goes, I don't think there's. He must just have a camera strapped to his back because,
My eardrums are still blown out from that whole production. I've never seen anything like it. Never.
Wow.
Like Beatlemania.
Yeah, I can just imagine. I don't know what it is. You're right. It's the charisma of that man. It just draws. Well, congratulations. I mean, seriously, you did a great job in this, and I can't wait to see Vintners. And best of luck to you. And thank you for coming by to speak to us.
Thank you. My pleasure.